Geico makes it easy to get affordable renter's insurance in as little as 90 seconds. And then you'll start to wonder why everything else isn't so fast. Like, why does it take so long to do the dishes? A meal that's gone in 3 requires 45 minutes worth of dishes. Doesn't make sense. But it does make sense to get renter's insurance through Geico. That way, that pile of dirty dishes and the other things you love are covered. Get more with Geico.
We got 12 people on the moon. Ever since we've done that, you hear about people who get upset about little things in their life, and they blame the fact that we've been on the moon for their problems. As if there's a possible tie-in, you know? Like if their phone cord is all tangled up, they can put a man on the moon, but they can't make a damn phone cord that won't bunch up. They can put a man on the moon! Maybe if we never did that, they'd be happy, huh? Isn't that phone cord driving you crazy? Oh, nah. We haven't even had a man on the moon yet. Why would I let something like this bother me?
Your morning blitz begins now.
Yeah, safe travels to Sonny Williams and Butch Wilmore, the two astronauts finally coming home after 9 months. I don't know. Do we have a time, like when they're supposed to be? Are you going to get into that in your news? I'm sorry.
No, it's good. They are expected to splash down off the Florida coast at 5:57 p.m.
Okay.
Don't you wish we could go, like, see it and applaud and have a little Blitz party?
Little cheers to them.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Absolutely.
I'd love to see them.
So yeah, I'm sure it'll be, I'm sure it'll be covered live on every news channel.
I bet. Yeah, I bet.
Without a doubt. Welcome to your Tuesday. High of 70. Hopefully not as breezy as they say, because my golf shots are airing enough and I don't need wind to help that later this afternoon when I go golfing.
Are you going back to Safari or what?
No, I'm doing, what's the one across the river here?
Oh, Raymond?
Raymond, yeah. Yep.
So, the week's up. You got in.
Yes. Yeah, it was still pretty full today, so we'll see. But I made my tee time, and there was a foursome available, so I might just be golfing by myself and just go and hang out. Because a lot of times if you go by yourself, they'll put you with other people.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens today if that happens then. So, hey, I had a thought this morning. I really need a camera in the bedroom.
Okay. Well, people like to make money different ways.
They do, but this most certainly is not to make money. This is for research purposes, because here's the thing. Obviously, I've shared many times that I live here during the week. My fiance and stepsons are still back in Detroit, and so I live with a coworker who is nice enough to offer room and board and gave me his oldest daughter's bedroom because he's got grown kids. Now, I don't know if it's because I'm sleeping alone. I don't know if it's because the bed is different than my bed. I like a really firm mattress. This is much more of a softer mattress. I don't know if it's because I'm used to my comforter and blankets, and these are different. I do have my own pillow. I brought my own pillow from home. But the blankets and the comforter is different. I wake up in the most contorted, destroyed bed I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, like you're whipping around.
I have no idea. It doesn't happen at home. When I sleep next to Nora, I have no clue what is going on.
So you want to see what you're doing
I want to
in the
see,
night?
yes, I want to see what's going on.
And I think you should stream it.
Oh. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah. I mean, I think that you should watch it first before you put it online.
Okay.
You need to pixelate probably.
Well, where's the fun in that?
However,
I'd absolutely sleep in my birthday suit.
Let's do video, and we need to get you one of those Aura rings. Have you seen those rings where it tracks like everything about you? Your sleep, your heart rate, your body temperature.
It's like a Fitbit?
No.
It does everything.
I'll
and it's
look into
just
that.
I think you're supposed to wear it on your pointer finger. But yeah, these are like really becoming popular, and it's just a ring, and it helps you change your life.
Okay.
Or at least it tells you that you need to change your life.
I mean, I do know, right? I do know I had some interesting dreams. Last night was not a very good night of sleep. I was up a lot last night for some reason.
Do you
Yeah.
do you dream like I can never remember a single moment of a dream.
Really?
Charlie remembers every detail.
I mean, not all the time, but last night was a very active dream. In fact, I remember we were at I remember me, Nora, and the boys were at a restaurant, and something political came up, and I was talking to Nora about it, and this guy and what seemed like four of his like a wrestling team were at another table, and the guy came over and he goes, "You really didn't have to say that," and he gave me like a little like right on the face.
What?
And so I stood up and I was like, that was completely unnecessary. And so I gave him a little double tap on the cheek. But then his one wrestler came up and gave me like a punch in the arm. So I gave him a punch in the arm. And then another guy came up and gave me like a little arm slap. Like they came up, it was like a line. They just kept coming up and doing things, so I kept doing it to them. And the final guy came up and he grabbed, I don't know why I dreamt this. He grabbed and he was pinching the tip. He reached down and he was pinching.
Of your dude?
Uh-huh. He was pinching the tip. I grabbed his hand and I was biting on his finger. It was like a trade-off. Like, I'm going to bite harder, he's going to pinch harder.
Dreams are so weird.
It was the strangest thing.
I feel like we need to get Nora here pretty quickly.
I would not be against it.
Now, do you guys notice when you do have a dream that you realize then you wake up from it? Did you, like, when that dream ended, were you awake?
Well, I woke up. I just woke up and I go, why was I biting his finger?
I am convinced that dreams happen when you start to wake up, in that split moment that you're waking up. Because, I mean, I don't know anybody who tells a story of a dream where they had the dream and then were sleeping for hours after the dream. Like, every dream comes when you're waking up. Like, you're starting to wake up because you come out of whatever the deep sleep is or whatever.
Yeah, but dreams happen in REM sleep.
Okay.
So, and that's the deep state of sleep. So how quickly it wakes you up? I mean, obviously, I think we've all been, like, jolted awake from, like, something crazy. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, I mean, how long we sleep after the dream, that would be interesting to...
I feel like everybody just wakes up out of a dream.
I bet that a sleep study doctor would know something.
You need an
about
Aura ring. And do you know if you get one of these Aura rings, not only are they expensive, you have to pay a monthly fee.
Okay, I'm not getting
really? Yeah, it's like $6 a month for them to continue to monitor your oxygen levels and all that stuff.
But isn't that exactly the same thing the Fitbit does?
No, I don't know.
I think it goes a bit deeper than the Fitbit, though. Yeah. All right, let's get your Tuesday started with Blitz Morning Trivia. Thick, what you got?
$25 to water beds and stuff if you're the first one to text in the correct answer at 99700. So the NCAA play-in games are tonight and tomorrow night, and then the first round of the tournament happens on Thursday. There is one school that will not be playing in the tournament, and that university was shocked that they were snubbed from March Madness. And now the governor of the state is threatening legal action, wants an investigation into why they were snubbed from the tournament. So I want to know what team, what school.
All right.
Yeah.
We've gone a bit far. It sucks. It sucks when you get snubbed. It sucks when your school gets snubbed. But come on.
Your governor wants an investigation.
Yeah, come on.
So what's the school? Be the first one to tell us at 99700 and you'll get the gift card.
Let's get that answer to Blitz Morning Trivia, Thick.
All right, NCAA tournament, round 1, Thursday. The question was, what team will not be in it? And there is a controversy. The governor of this state is demanding an investigation as to why this team was snubbed. What was the team? As I started to say, West Virginia.
Yep.
Is the team. The Mountaineers were snubbed, according to Governor Patrick Morrisey. And he wants an investigation. He asked his attorney general to investigate whether any backroom deals, corruption, bribes, or any nefarious activity occurred during the selection process.
Well, because there's just no way that North Carolina should be in the tournament. They were 1-12 in what they call Tier 1 games. They even had...
NC was?
Yeah. They even had a Tier 3 loss. And then teams like Indiana didn't get in, and they actually went into East Lansing into Michigan State and got a road win. And Michigan State is like a number 2 seed in the tournament.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to beat that good of a team, how are you going to put UNC in and not Indiana, or I don't know much about West Virginia or what they did this year. But
NC, that's a good old boys thing, and they're always there.
Absolutely.
They've always been there.
Well, I said to you yesterday,
crowd.
I was shocked that UNC wasn't in because there were a lot of reports they were snubbed, but I misread it. They did get in, which is just mind-blowing.
West Virginia fans are outraged, and so...
You know what they need to do? I mean, look, every year it's going to happen, no matter what.
Sure, always.
I don't care if you have a 4 playoff bracket. I don't care if you have a 12 playoff bracket. I don't care if you have a 64 playoff bracket. You could let every team in except for one team in the sport, and that one team would be mad.
Yes.
Like, it doesn't matter. It's going to happen. So if it's going to be like that, then what you need to do is take the metrics that the selection committee looks at, strength of schedule, overall schedule, whatever they look at. Put it into a computer, put every team into the computer, and let the computer spit it out.
Yeah, they used to do that with college football.
Take the human factor out of it. You're going to be mad no matter what.
Yep.
No matter what.
Yep.
No matter the sport, no matter the team. There's going to be a few people pissed that they got left out.
Because that's the way they did it with college football for a while, and every year there were.
Was the CFP the first computer program?
No,
of the floor?
prior to the CFP, the rankings.
Gotcha.
They would take all the college coaches poll, the AP poll, some other computer, and they would put them all together, and the computer would spit out the rankings, and everybody went, "That's insane."
Doesn't matter.
Tyler Johnson was the first one to text in the correct answer. He's got $25 to water beds and stuff. Kelly, do you know where Malta, Ohio is?
No.
It's just south of Zanesville, and that's where Tyler lives. Malta. It's the first time I'd heard of Malta, Ohio.
I walked in. I thought that he was living on an island, but that's the Maldives, isn't it? It's not the same place. Not the same place. I say that because I am not a very smart person. I know that. I got little random tidbits of information in my head. That's what it's comprised of. Old jingles, a few songs here and there.
Couple of tumbleweeds.
Some movie quotes. But that's about it. And I thought of something the other day, and so this is kind of a new little segment called Goose Has a Question. Because I'm very curious. I thought about this, and I don't know why I thought about this. I think it was
sitting in the shower?
No, I was not. But I saw someone at the store, and one of the best things about us as a species is we're basically all different. Unless you're an identical twin, you are unique. We all have our own features. And one of the features you can have is larger eyes, big, beautiful puppy dog eyes, or maybe you've got smaller eyes. Do people with bigger eyes see more?
Yeah, like a wider frame.
Better peripheral.
a 5'1".
Better peripheral.
Yeah,
version.
better peripherals.
I don't know.
Or like how they make the new TV screens now, the 5'1".
Yeah.
Or if you've got really big eyes, do you see an IMAX?
Because you must have a giant retina in that big eyeball.
Right. Or even the way like your eyelids are. If they close a little more, are you getting less field of view?
I do think because you get, as you age, some people get like a hooded eyelid, and it can impact your vision.
Okay.
I do know that.
Because there are people who have small, dainty eyes, and there are people who have big puppy dog eyes.
Yeah.
So do they see more? Do they get more visual information?
Yeah. Is your pupil, your iris, your retina, is that all bigger? Or is
or
it
do you just have more white space?
Just your eye socket is bigger.
Right.
I don't know.
That is correct. That is correct. Everybody's eyes are just about identical in size. Some look bigger and some look smaller, but that is just the difference in the size of the opening between the eyelids. And this says the size of a person's eyes does not affect their visual acuity and sharpness of vision. So there's the answer to Goose's question.
So we all kind of see the same field of view.
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know. I appreciate that. It was keeping me awake at night.
You feel better?
Does that man see? Can he see what's going on tomorrow? I just want to know. It's not in some of the Blitz.
Not so breaking news. The news already broke. We're trying to put it back together.
All right, this segment of Not So Breaking News is called Animal Control because there's nothing but animals in these stories. First story coming from WVLT in Jackson, Tennessee, where police in Tennessee are looking for 4 people who are accused of robbing a convenience store with a snake up, a snake assault.
Okay.
Wait, that was their weapon?
Yeah. Python stick 'em up. I don't know what to call it. Yes, people walked in to the store holding pythons, threatening the clerk with these pythons if they did not give them the money. And sure enough, they got away with $400 worth of CBD oil and some cash, and left in a small gray 4-door sedan with a broken trunk and held down by bungee cords and a drive-off tag, like one of the temporary tags. But they have a little bit of video surveillance, and the guy behind the counter is like holding his camera up, like taking selfies. Like, hey, I'm getting robbed by some snakes.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Like, I
wanted to catch that for posterity.
I guess.
How big were the snakes?
Not huge. They're holding
pythons?
them. Yeah, they're
they
holding
won't
them.
hurt you?
You could hold me up with a garter snake. I swear I'd give you
jeez.
anything you wanted. I hate snakes that much. I don't want anything to do with them. You take all the CBD oil your little heart desires.
I mean, even if they take the snake, if the guy says no, and the robbers decide to go, "Hyah," and just chuck the snakes, like, what's going to happen?
You're going to catch him and go, oh, look at this guy.
Or just swat him away, and it
not
hits
gonna
the
hurt you.
ground. Like, it's not like the 1986 G.I. Joe movie with Serpentor where he takes one out, straightens it, and it becomes a spear.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, but what if that thing locks onto your arm? And
Vic,
you
I think
just,
you and I are the only two that got that
may be.
reference.
It locks onto your
Yeah,
arm.
what if it locks onto your arm? Even if it's not like injecting poison into your body, I still don't
It
want
doesn't know what it's doing. It's not like coming at you like, gotcha.
This
like,
is not a mouse. I can't eat this arm.
Yeah, I don't know, guys. Whatever. You're so brave. I hope that I'm with you two when I get attacked
Attacked by
with
a
somebody
snake.
throwing snakes at me.
Okay.
I'll jump behind you. Is that okay?
Yes, that is
okay.
totally fine. We got you. This next story coming out of Sheboygan, Michigan. I'm sorry, no, that's not the story. Let me get to this story first. This story is coming out of Melbourne, Australia, actually, where a woman is now going to jail for black market body part sales.
Oh.
Here's the thing. Joanna Kathleen Kinman works as an employee at a Victorian animal shelter, and 2 dogs were brought in after their owner died. The dogs were surrendered after the owner died of natural causes. The problem is that the owner was not found for many days, meaning the dogs were not found for many days, which also means that the dogs got hungry.
Yes.
So, the dogs were brought into the shelter, and about 12 hours later, one of the dogs got sick.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
That is when Joanna Kathleen Kitman found a set of toes
Oh!
and decided, I'm going to make some money and sell the toes on the black market. What?
What? How do you even know something like that's possible? Where are you? You are operating in a level of the world I'm unfamiliar with.
Right. Exactly.
What?
No clue. Yes. The dogs apparently got hungry.
Yeah.
They enjoyed some toes. It didn't sit well. What? The dogs, the toes came up. What? Joanna said, I'm going to sell these. Thankfully, she was caught. She is now going to be spending some time in jail. And, by the way, she no longer works at the animal shelter.
Oh, good.
Good night.
How? That series of events is one of the most insane series of events I've ever heard.
If I see a dog puke up human toes, I'm probably passing out. That's first order of business.
Right.
Then I'll probably throw up myself because, it's just that chain reaction type sitch.
Uh-huh.
But, yeah, I would never, ever think I should clean these off and sell them.
Yeah, did she sit there with like a scrub brush and she was like,
Getting that toenail real nice and
get this nice and shiny. Did she paint the toenails?
Oh.
Let's give these a nice little coat.
added value.
Yeah.
Look at these beautiful toes I have for sale over here.
Do I want to go with rose petal or eggshell? What's going to sell better?
Wow.
All right, your final story is coming out of Sheboygan, Michigan. In fact, let's go over to, let's see here. Live network. Okay, let's go to the Sheboygan Sheboygan local news and get the story from their newscaster.
Motel staff never know what they may find left in a room after visitors check out, but the staff at Pine River Motel in Sheboygan found something that's probably a new one for them. Take a look at this video sent in by a viewer of an alligator in a room at Pine River Motel. The Sheboygan Police Department says motel staff found the alligator named Wally Friday while cleaning the room after somebody checked out of the motel. Police found that Wally's owner had been in town to conduct assemblies with elementary school children and had several exotic animals with him for the presentations. The owner discovered Wally was missing but didn't know when or where the alligator escaped. Sheboygan police say the owner came back to reunite with Wally.
And boom goes the dynamite.
Yeah.
Pretty much what he sounded like.
Exactly. I wondered if this is the same guy.
How do you forget your alligator? I mean, anytime I check out of a hotel, I'm checking under the bed, I'm checking the bathroom, I'm checking all of it.
Yeah, like I don't even want to forget my phone charger. That's going to give me a bad day if I forget that.
So how do you forget an alligator? And then once you realize you forgot your alligator, don't you call the police or animal control immediately?
Yeah.
Because he's like, oh, yeah, I didn't know where he went. Excuse me? What do you mean? You just don't know where your alligator went? Like, make a call.
This is the same guy who's on a family trip and they pull off to use the gas station restroom and then they're about a half hour into their trip again and they realize they forgot their kid. You know what I mean? Like that kind of person.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Got to keep an out, keep track of your alligators.
Yes.
For sure.
Can you domesticate an alligator? I mean, is this a pet?
No.
Why? Why are you traveling with an alligator?
It's the same thing as a snake, man.
I mean, again, he's using them as props at school assemblies. I'm sure it's exciting for the kids to see alligators. But the alligator they found was just on the floor in the motel. Like, so is he sleeping in the bed while alligator has its little alligator bed in the corner of the room? I don't understand what's going on. You're letting your alligator roam free in the hotel room? Because that's where the alligator was found, just on the floor in the motel. Makes
weird.
Zero sense.
Kelly, my snake loved me. It cried when I had to let it go.
Aww.
Okay. That's your not so breaking news. Hey, welcome to your Tuesday, a high of 70, although a little breezy this afternoon. We lose about, tonight's going to cool off, but then it's high of 73 tomorrow. And then we cool off for the week back to the 50s, back to kind of normal springtime temperatures, if you will. If you're looking for a reason to celebrate today is National Awkward Moments Day. And it's basically a day to recognize, like, you shouldn't be embarrassed because it happens to all of us.
Yeah.
So they put together a list of awkward moments that most of us have lived through and been through before. Like, I know, obviously, we've dealt with this a lot, and I think, obviously, in our profession, we're comfortable with it. But I remember being younger, and it sounding really awkward, hearing a recording of your own voice.
Yes, that is so strange.
It really is. Again, I've kind of gotten used to it. It's actually part of the job now. We go back and we listen to certain things. So, almost a daily thing for us, but there have been times.
I still hate it.
Do you really?
That's thick.
Oh,
Every time he's like replaying something in the studio here while we're on playing a song or something, I'm like, oh, stop.
Still a little cringy to you?
Oh, I hate it.
Okay.
Hate it.
Don't understand why, but yeah.
Okay. I am the absolute king of this awkward moment, forgetting someone's name.
Oh gosh, yes.
I am the worst. In fact, I absolutely have a secret code with Nora, where if we're out and about or something, I'll just introduce, hey, this is my fiancée Nora.
Yeah.
Just so she can say hi, and this person will say, hi, my name is so-and-so.
Yes. It's awful, and I'll forget it 2 seconds after you tell me.
100%.
I think that's pretty normal.
And I feel awful. I don't want to forget.
I will purposefully sometimes. I'll go into something saying you have to remember this name, and then I'll just repeat it over. Like I can't hear anything you're telling me right now because I'm repeating your name in my brain to not forget it.
They also say it out loud.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Kelly. Nice to meet you.
Oh, that's a good tip.
You repeat it back.
Yeah.
Awkward moment, asking someone for money because they haven't paid you back yet.
Ooh.
There's a rule. It's been around for a while. Don't loan money to friends or family if you expect it back.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you don't have it to give, don't give it.
Yeah, if you can't afford to lose it, don't loan it.
Then do. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And how long before you ask for it?
Well, I've never really been in a situation where I had extra money to give away, so it's not like I have. I don't know. I can't remember a time where I ever actually had to go back and ask for money.
I can't remember either.
I know. I personally am in the situation right now where I'm a little behind because at the beginning of last summer, my best friend and I went together he's got a lake house in Indiana. And we upgraded the boat, and we got a better boat. And I told him, look, because we go there all the time. I'm there like every other weekend in the summer. I was like, I'll throw down some on the boat, and I'll help with the monthly payment. But then when I lost my job in November, I was unemployed with my mother's passing back in April, and I was taking care of some things. October, November, December, kind of caught up with me financially. And so I owe him some boat payments. And every time I talk to him, I feel awful. I'm like,
do you bring it up every time? Like, hey, I know.
Not every time, but especially with the weather we've been having, it's been lake season has been coming up.
And you're like, I can't possibly go to the lake without.
and he knows, and he says everything's fine, and I'm sure it is.
Yeah,
that's your best friend,
right?
Yeah.
But I still feel awful.
Right.
You don't want to fall behind on something.
It's the
like
person
that.
who owes money but goes around as if they don't remember, and they're still buying other things, and you're like, hang on a second, you owe me $150.
Right.
How are you getting new nails? How are you doing all this stuff and not paying me back first?
Right. Yep. 100%. Other awkward moments, tripping, falling, or stumbling in public. I think it
happens.
I think we've all done that. I remember working in Green Bay years ago, 20-some years ago, and the radio station was located right across the street from the courthouse and the city building, and it had quite the staircase. And this lawyer guy was coming out. I was out there one night smoking a cigarette, and this guy comes out and missed the first step, and just because it was wintertime, it was slippery, and there was no stopping. And it was he was reaching for anything and everything.
Oh, no.
I missed my next 2 breaks on the air because I was crying, laughing so hard. I could not talk. I felt bad for the guy, but watching it happen live and the way in which it happened, it was cartoonish.
Right.
I mean, he was snatching at air, just reaching for anything.
Oh my
and
gosh.
He was not catching nothing.
I felt when we lived in Westerville, I used to run for exercise. So I was running on Cleveland Avenue, which is a main drag through a part of Westerville. Very busy street. And I was running on the sidewalk, and I tripped over uneven sidewalk, flew into the air, did a front roll on the sidewalk, tons of traffic. I'm injured, right? That hurts. And I just had to get up, and I was like, I just keep going, Kelly.
You just keep going.
Do not, don't act hurt. Everything's cool. I'm bleeding. It is humiliating to trip and fall in front of people.
Awkward moments for National Awkward Moment Day. I've never had this happen before. Telling a joke and nobody laughs. I've had it the worst because I've done that on stage with a microphone.
Stand up.
And you're just like, oh.
What do you do in that moment?
Here's the thing. There are some people that are so good at embracing the bomb.
Oh, like we just saw the Bill Burr, new Bill
Yes.
Burr, and he does that. He's in front of a ostensibly liberal crowd in Seattle. At least that's how he was treating them. And there were some jokes didn't get many laughs, and he goes, didn't like that one, eh?
Yep. Yeah, you really, because especially when you're trying out new material and stuff, not everything's going to hit. So you
Right.
just embrace the bomb. That's all you can
that
do.
feels very vulnerable. I have a lot of admiration
There is
for you
no,
to get to do that.
honestly, besides like a family member's death, there is no worse feeling than thinking you've got a joke and just crickets. Number 3 on the list, national awkward moments, clogging a toilet like it's someone else's house and you can't find a plunger.
That's
Oh
it.
gosh, that is the Dumb and Dumber scenario. That's
Yep.
a really awful feeling, isn't it?
Yep. I had this happen especially towards the end of my mother's life last year because I would go visit just about every day. And, with the cancer, not much you can do. It was just kind of lazy time. Watching a movie with your parents and a sex scene comes on.
Oh, yeah.
No, thank you.
You just get up and walk out of the room.
Yeah, you're like, it's time to refill the water, isn't it?
Yes,
You gotta go.
exactly.
And then finally, again, something we've all done, gossiping or saying something about someone over text, realizing that you're actually texting them.
Oh.
But I didn't. In fact, the text message that I sent you yesterday, the two of you,
Yes.
I triple checked the names of who I was sending it to.
I understand that.
I was like,
yeah.
do not send this to the wrong person, whatever you do. So again, moral of the story, we've all been there. We've all done it. Only thing you can do is laugh it off. Enjoy National Awkward Moment Day, 99.7 The Blitz.
And now, 3 things you need to know before you go.
2 Texas men have been arrested in Columbus, accused of traveling here with 4 victims in a human trafficking operation. Timoray Granderson and Larry Hill were taken into custody by Columbus police. The victims included 3 adults and 1 juvenile. The 2 will be extradited to Texas, where they will face charges. Stranded NASA astronauts Butch Wilmar and Sonny Williams successfully undocked from the International Space Station at 1:05 this morning and began their long-awaited journey back home after an unexpected 9 months plus in space. Wilmore and Williams are returning home in a SpaceX capsule with fellow NASA astronaut Nick Hague and Russian astronaut Alexander Gorbanov. They are expected to splash down off the Florida coast at 5:57 p.m.
I don't really want to say it, but I have never had my fingers crossed so tight in my life. Dear Lord, don't let anything go wrong.
These 2 deserve the world.
Good God.
I mean,
Please don't let anything go wrong to these 2.
Okay, so then do you guys want to see each other ever again? Or are you getting together regularly now because you are trauma bonded over this 9-month?
I would think so.
Or are you like, yeah, I've spent enough time with you to last 2 lifetimes?
I mean, I don't know their situation in terms of like family and things
I
like
think
that.
they're
but
both married
Okay, I
and
would think
all
that the
that, yeah.
family would
Get together
and all that kind of
I
stuff.
want to hear the
and
stories.
We are going to see a lot of these 2 over the next month.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, over the next 30 to 60 days.
Today's show.
They're
all
going
the
to
morning
be
shows.
everywhere. Yeah.
Well, like I said, sometimes the dog adoption story is so sweet, and sometimes it's an absolute nightmare. Sean Lowe, who was the Bachelor on season 17 of The Bachelor, he ended up proposing and marrying his bachelorette. He and his wife and 3 young children adopted a 7-year-old boxer named Moose. This happened 3 months ago, and he says Moose has been great with the entire family. Been nose to nose with the kids. They're loving Goose, and he's loving them. Until about...
Moose or Goose?
Moose.
Okay.
Until about a week and a half ago, Sean says he invited some friends over. He was outside grilling, and he had his windows open, and the grill smoke set off the fire alarm. So he goes inside to reset the fire alarm, and Moose just jumps on him and starts like attacking him. He ripped up this guy's arm so bad. He was like, he thought he got an artery. It's how bad he was bleeding. And he finally was able to wrestle the dog outside, shut the dog outside, and his friends rushed him to the hospital. He showed a picture of his arm. It's like all stitched up everywhere. His arm was shredded by this dog. So he goes back home, all right? Goes back home. And somehow the wind blew the door open and the dog came back in and attacked his same arm again.
Oh my God.
Re-shredded it. He had to call 911, an ambulance came. His wife and kids, thank God, were not home at the time. So he had to take an ambulance ride there. Now he says that he's surrendered the dog. Obviously you can't keep the dog. You've got 3 young kids.
Well, a dog has to be euthanized.
Well, no. And that's what I don't understand. Like, you cannot save every animal. That's
right.
Just a fact. And I think it's a harsh reality, but you can't save a dog that's willing to shred your arm twice in 12 hours like that.
No, not at all. I'm wondering, is it fire alarm specific?
Well,
is it that one fire alarm beep?
That's the thing.
Or is it any loud noise?
We've adopted a couple dogs in our lives and they've been great experiences. 100% great. Franklin County dog shelter, amazing. But when you're adopting a 7-year-old dog, you do not know their history.
Right.
You don't know what this poor dog's been through. And sometimes they can be abused to a point where they cannot live with a family.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know whether this was a trigger for this dog or what. Obviously it was, but is that wild? But he said, yeah, I'm working with a no-kill shelter because I want to see if we can save the dog. I'm like, that's noble.
That's
that
noble, but it ain't going to happen. Or it shouldn't.
That dog needs to come with a black box warning at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no way that dog could go to any family of any sort.
Right.
Anyway. I mean, imagine if you lived in one of those houses that where they never changed the batteries.
Oh, gosh,
and like every 60 seconds, beep.
Yes.
Just be awful.
Yeah.
Be awful.
All right, those are your 3 things.
So we were talking about National Awkward Moment Day, which is today, and how we've all done it. Like watching a movie with your parents and there's a sex scene, or clogging a toilet at someone else's house and you can't find the plunger, or tripping, falling, or stumbling in public. Something we've all done as well. And so people start texting in. Let's see here. Where's the one? Oh, imagine texting your wife about sexy time and then realizing it's the boss.
Oh, no.
Oh. Yikes.
I have definitely called bosses Bunny before when I'm texting Nora. I'm like, hey, Bunny. I'm not Bunny. Let's see. Oh, was having this comes from 1473. Was having my daughter's first birthday party when it got chilly outside, and my wife let my buddy's wife borrow her hoodie.
Uh-oh.
Well, I walked up behind her and I slapped my wife's butt.
Oh no!
Or at least I thought it was my wife's butt.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
Yeah, that would stink. Let's see. Walking into your parents' house with your girlfriend, realizing your parents are the ones having sexy time. We did go. I was a teenager, and we were in, I want to say Montreal for some sort of family function, and we had a hotel room, and I went to the pool, and I came back from the pool, and the deadbolt was locked on the hotel room door.
Oh, yeah.
My parents had sent me to the pool.
Oh,
and I came back and
I hear you.
Couldn't get in the room for some strange reason.
I hope you started pounding on the door.
I did not. I heard the pounding, so I just left.
Oh, good.
I hear you in there.
Right.
Heather says, watch the sidewalk at waterbeds and stuff on Morse Road. My husband and I went there a couple weeks, and I tripped on the sidewalk and completely ate-ish. Fell head first, luckily did a little roll. She says, I'm not a small girl, and came out unscathed. I also never get embarrassed or awkward, but it was inevitable. Lucky no one saw me. That is embarrassing.
Yeah. Doug, I did this. He says, when I was in elementary school, we had a new girl. It was her first day in class, and she sneezed and ripped a big fart at the same time. It was hilarious, but I'm sure she felt super awkward. That happened to me in gym class, because remember in elementary school, at least in ours, when they sat you down in your seating order, you sat Indian style on the gym floor, but you sat like 6 kids to a row, in your specific mark. And I remember sitting there, and I was like, I'm just going to let this one sneak out. Well, on the hardwood floors, you don't sneak one out on a hardwood floor.
The reverb on that bad boy.
Man, let me tell you.
That came out in stereo, baby.
Man, that was. I saw the shorts go.
Oh no!
It looked like when you fling a doorstop.
I got one for you.
Okay.
Several years ago at Sonic Temple, it was Rock on the Range at the time. One of our listeners, listened for years, wonderful girl, Shauna Lambert. She walks up to me at the concert and says, "Hey, Rick," and I go, "Hey, are you a child?" And she goes, "I am never wearing this shirt again."
Don't ever make
Ever.
a pregnant comment unless you are 100% certain.
But here's the thing. That's a mistake you only make one time in your life, and you never make that mistake again. I just wanted to crawl in a hole and die.
And plus, none of us will let you forget
Ever.
it. So.
Right.
I'm telling you, Goose, Columbus knows. I mean, this has been brought up 100 times.
I could see the skinniest, most fit girl ever that's got like a watermelon in that general vicinity.
Right.
I am not making the assumption.
No, sir.
I'm like, oh boy, did you have Mexican for dinner? Like, I'm never just assuming that it's a pregnancy at all. Enjoy Awkward Moment Day, 99.7 The Blitz.
Your rock station, 99.7 The Blitz.
Coming up next, I'm very excited. I want to start what could become like a new bit because I don't read books. I've shared that information. I'll watch a movie. However, I did find a couple, and so we're gonna dip our toe into Goose's book club.
Oh,
and it ties in directly to something that happened yesterday morning on the show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we'll get into it coming up in about 6 minutes. 99.7 The Blitz. Hey, happy belated birthday to Billy Corgan. He celebrated a birthday yesterday.
Oh.
He's got a St. Patty's Day birthday. So, happy birthday, Billy. Coming up just after 8 o'clock, we have got not one, not two, but 3 pair of tickets to give away for Offspring. We are going to try again with Don't Blow Up for Everyone, everybody's favorite game show, as they are going to be with Jimmy Eat World and Newfound Glory at Riverbend Music Center in Cincinnati coming up on July 25th. So if you're looking for something to do this summer, we would love to hook up not one, not two, but 3 Blitz Nation members to go to that show. So just after 8 o'clock, we will do that. I want to go back to yesterday. At the beginning of the show yesterday, the very first break, before we started, Kelly walked in with 2 Ziploc baggies. And in each Ziploc baggie was a bunch of cookies. It was so thoughtful of you. So kind.
I thought it was pretty thoughtful.
They don't exist anymore at my house.
Are they already gone?
Oh, we killed them last night.
Nice. And I just happened to... Kelly was going on about how delicious they were. You said, if I do say so myself...
This is my best batch.
Delicious
my
cookies.
best batch. It all came down to really whipping up that butter and sugar together for an extended time. I think it made my best batch ever of chocolate chip cookies.
And they were delicious.
Yeah.
I had them for dessert last night.
I don't know. I'm not convinced.
Well,
Okay.
because of what he said on the air.
No. All I said was, as I was looking at the cookies...
He asked me if I was too poor to be able to afford more chocolate chip cookies.
That's what I heard.
That there was a distinct lack of chocolate chips, and can I not afford more chocolate chip cookies? More chocolate chips.
I asked if there was a chocolate chip shortage in your house. I didn't say you were poor and couldn't afford them.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Okay.
And just from the eye test,
Yeah. You just couldn't see many chocolate chips.
they weren't exploding with chocolate chips. But I ate it. They were delicious. They were amazing. I had them after dinner last night. But I bring it up because this ties in perfectly to what we're doing next.
Okay.
I have mentioned multiple times that I don't read. I don't sit down and read novels or anything like that. I think the last book I read, I could probably name the books I've read. A Hitchhiker's Guide to a Galaxy.
Great
Well, that's
book.
a good one.
The Art of War.
That's a good one. It's about 10 pages. Go on.
That is not about 10 pages.
It's not very long. Okay. But it is a book. I'll give you that.
Yes. I read Jurassic Park in 9th grade.
Hey, that's good. Michael Crichton.
Yeah,
that's
that was a good one.
That's good.
No Judy Blume?
No Judy Blume. No.
Oh, he's a dude.
No Judy Blume.
We had to read it.
I might have had to read it.
Tales of a Fourth
and
Grade
then, like
Nothing.
Huck Finn,
Okay,
Huckleberry
okay.
Finn back in school. Yeah,
Yeah, but
in terms
for
of
pleasure,
yeah, for pleasure doesn't
No,
happen.
nothing.
And I thought maybe I would get back into it. So I've got an author friend. You can find her on TikTok. She's amazing. Her name is Kinsey Mazing, and she writes illustrated, basically kids books. And I'm like, oh, these are kind of up my alley.
Okay.
The shorter, illustrated books. And she just released a new one, which I saw yesterday, and I was like, oh, this ties in perfectly. Because her new book is called Who Will Eat My Cookie? So I figured...
That's what I was asking yesterday.
I figured we would start Goose's book club.
Okay, is that the first one?
And every so often, I will share some of my favorite books with you.
Okay.
So we will start Goose's book club, the first edition of Goose's book club, with Kinsey Masing's Who Will Eat My Cookie? I have a delicious cookie. It's so tasty and sweet. But who will eat my cookie? Who will enjoy my treat? Johnny, will you eat my cookie? I'm begging you, please. Sorry, Susie, I can't. Would you quit asking me? Geez. Susie continues walking, looking for someone new. And soon enough, she spots him. Look, it's Dr. Pugh. Dr. Pugh, do you like cookies? Mine's the best you'll ever have in your life. Thanks, Susie. It does look good. But I only eat my wife's. Poor Susie is so sad. What's wrong with her cookie? Surely someone wants to eat it. It's not like she's a rookie. Susie spots Sarah Johnson, the high school gym teacher. Surely she'll eat my cookie, so she stops her by the bleachers. Sarah, look at my cookie. Isn't it so pretty? Do you want to eat it? I promise you'll feel giddy. Sorry, Susie, but no can do. Sweets aren't my thing. But if you've got a roast beef sandwich, then give me a ring. Oh, look, it's Neil. Oh, look, it's Neil, the nicest guy. Surely he'll eat my cookie. It's definitely worth a try. Hi, Neil, how are you? I hope you're doing well. Do you want to eat my cookie? It really is just swell. Hi, Susie, thanks for asking. Your cookie looks so sweet. But I'm sorry to tell you, though, all I eat is meat.
Oh, this girl cannot give it away.
Then Susie sees Mr. Jim. She greets him and says, hi. Mr. Jim, will you eat my cookie? Do you want to give it a try? No thanks, Susie, and I'm sure your cookie is lit. But I'm not a fan of vanilla. I only eat chocolate. Susie starts to cry. She can't believe her luck. No one wants her cookie. It must really suck. Then along comes Andy Green, the city's engineer. He takes one look at Susie and dries up all her tears. What's the matter, Susie? Why are you so upset? I'm here for you now. There's no reason to fret. No one will eat my cookie, Andy. I don't understand why. It's so sweet and tasty. I wish you would just give it a try. Susie, I'll eat your cookie. Why didn't you just say so? I love eating cookies. I'd never tell you no. So Andy ate Susie's cookie. No crumbs or frosting left. Gone without a trace. This made Susie very happy. You could tell by the huge grin that is now all over her face.
Dr. Seuss?
Goose's Book Club. Oh, no, this is Kinsey Masing. You can...
Kinsey Masing.
Kinsey Masing. Yep. So...
Can I mark that off on my Goodreads? I have a book goal of 25 books this year.
Absolutely can. See, that's my length. That's my length of book. Yeah. That's what I can handle. Yeah. It's about that long.
It's an audiobook for all of us.
That's absolutely true. 100%. So, if you want to join Goose's Book Club, let me know. Maybe we'll do another. I'll find another book to share with you coming up in a couple weeks. I
can't wait.
Okay. Oh. 99.7 The Blitz. I would say one of the best things about the relationship I'm currently in is having gotten older, having been through heartbreak and breakups and things like that, is matured a little bit and really have gotten better at communication. And it's really important in a relationship when you truly learn how to communicate. And I think one of the things, especially as men, that we have to do is, obviously, men can be more logical and offer answers instead of like listening, and women can be a little more from the emotional side of things. And the one thing you have to learn as a man is to listen, process, and what's the word I'm looking for?
Like distinguish what's needed?
Well, you have to understand that feelings are valid.
Okay.
No matter where they come from.
Right.
You know, we all see the world in our own way, depending on what we've been through, who we know, how we were raised. So someone, a certain situation making someone feel a certain way, their feelings are valid. You may not agree with them. You can have a conversation on why you disagree, but their feelings are valid. And that's something I've learned a lot over the past few years. However, every once in a while, there's a hill you die on or want to die on. And you just disagree with that person. And it's very hard to understand where they're coming from. And you're like, but this is what I'm telling you. This is what I meant. Because sometimes when you say something, you know what you're trying to say, but it's not perceived that way. Or maybe your tone was different.
Okay.
And so
I cannot wait for this.
It resurfaced this past weekend when I was at home with Nora, but this actually happened a few months ago. We were having a Sunday fun day. We decided to go for brunch, get some mimosas. We left there and went to our favorite hole in the wall just to sit down. And I did something else new I haven't ever done in a relationship that I do with Nora is every month, every 6 weeks, I do a check-in. How are we?
Okay.
Everything good?
I love it.
Is there anything you want to talk about? Did I do something wrong? Because sometimes she's one of those that sometimes, won't say something or she'll hold it in.
Are you okay? I'm fine.
Right. So she's gotten better at sharing her feelings. I've gotten better at sharing mine. And so at this particular moment, we were doing the check-in. We were talking about our relationship. Everything's great. And I told her, I can't even express how much I love you. I can't, who you are as a person is just unbelievable. And I said, you know what it's like? You are all the best parts of all my exes, but none of the bad stuff.
What?
Wait.
You said that to her?
Yeah.
You are the best part of all my exes?
Okay,
I get she's like the Voltron of all.
I get the sentiment.
You're the gorgeousness of Missy in Indiana I dated 20 years ago. You're the intelligence of this one. You've got all the best parts and none of the bad stuff.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Her jaw kind of dropped.
I bet it did.
And she said, "Don't ever say that to me again."
You're so dumb.
And I said, "What? Why?" And then
you really felt like you were handing out a rich compliment.
I thought I was dropping love gold.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I thought I was raining upon her.
Oh my God.
And showering her with just
like you're all the treasure and none of the trash.
Exactly.
Right.
You get it, Kelly.
I get it. I understand where that came from. The best part of your heart and soul. I understand.
I said it with so much conviction. You are the best part of all my exes.
Okay.
It did not go well.
Now, did you hear her when she said, "Don't say that to me again"? Were you like, okay, yeah, maybe you received it in a way that it wasn't meant?
Yeah.
But again, I will say
that
you are.
I think my exact words were, "What aren't you understanding here?" This is a good thing.
Oh, my God. I hear you. Oh.
But you guys are in agreement.
Well,
not the best thing to say.
I think the nice thing about a healthy, good, loving relationship is you can say, "Don't say that to me again," but also understand that it came from a good place. I think that's nice.
Did she understand that?
I think she understands it.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of. Jared says, "Dumbass of the Day award goes to..."
Oh.
Well, it's just, it doesn't matter what, why, how. You just never, ever, ever compare to an ex, ever, in any way, shape, or form. Nothing.
That's kind of the overall message I was saying. That was kind of the
got it.
That was the return mail. That's not how you're supposed to put it. You can compliment me on all those separate parts, but don't ever say that your exes had those parts.
Yes.
Yes.
I want to know if anyone's ever thought they were saying something, but it came out wrong. It wasn't received well. Did you ever say something and just wish you could snatch the words out of midair and swallow them back in? 800-821-9970 or 99700 if you've ever just really, oh man, that didn't go the way I thought it was going to go.
I get sometimes, as a woman may get insecure. Sometimes every now and again, it's probably a lot more regular than I'd like to admit. But I'll tell Charlie, I'll say, "Do you think I'm gaining weight?" I'll say that to him. I'm like, am I gaining weight or whatever? And, he's answered this question 5,000 times in our relationship because I just get weird about it. I don't know. If I'm feeling poorly, I just say, is there something I can fix about myself? And it always comes back to, can I lose a few pounds? I don't know why, guys. It's just the weirdness about me. Charlie's always making me, everything he says to me is just kindness and loving. And he goes, "Kelly," I think it was okay, not again, but here we go. "Kelly, you look great." He goes, "You look healthy." And I go, "Oh, no, not healthy. That's not what I wanted to hear. I wanted to hear that I look slim, fit, you look like a model."
Healthy's the wrong word.
Healthy reminds me of you're trying to, convince somebody who does need to lose weight that, hey, you look fine, you look healthy. Don't say the words fine and don't say the words healthy to me. It equals I need to lose weight.
But a girl who's too skinny does not look healthy.
Right. You can be, if you lose any more weight, you're going to become translucent.
No.
You can't. He's right. Everything is
what?
Proportionate.
Okay. Yeah. But if I'm do I need to lose weight? And if he says, no, you look fine. That's just not, I guess what I'm looking for is, I don't know. You guys, it's so stupid.
What if he just said, no, you don't?
Yeah. It's so dumb. I realize it's dumb and there's no winning, and he still wins despite the fact that I can't be okay with myself ever. But anyway, guys, that's just a little glimpse into my tortured, weird brain about myself.
Rob says I introduced my wife by the wrong name. Oh, no. Man.
No.
Blitz, good morning. Hi, who's this?
Good morning, this is Stephanie.
Stephanie,
how are you?
What did you say wrong, or what did you mean to convey and it just didn't come out right?
So I am a certified CPR instructor. And the second class that I ever taught on my own, I have a trick method for figuring out where to do your hand compressions, and it's 1-3-5. And you use both arms. And I'm looking at one of my participants, and I said, okay, you put, one finger at your xiphoid process, use your other hand, and use 3 fingers. That gives you the enough space to put your hand for a compression. And I said several times, no, honey, use your other hand. And the person looked me dead in the face. Yep, you already know where I'm going. I only have one arm.
Uh-huh. Yep.
I was like, okay, I quit.
Yeah, that's it. It's all you can do. All you can do.
She was so kind, though. She was very nice. She was like, you had no way of knowing. But I did. I felt awful.
Does everyone know where the xiphoid process is? It's right where your ribs meet in the middle there? Mm-hmm. That's it, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, it is. It's a bone that serves zero purpose in the human body. It just hangs there. And when you do your compressions, when doing CPR, it can snap off. And you want to try to avoid that. So that's why the 3 fingers above the xiphoid process.
3 fingers above the xiphoid process. Okay, you guys hearing this in case something happens here and I need you to jump into
1-3-5.
All right.
There you go.
Well, thank you very much, Stephanie. Blitz, good morning. Who's this?
Hey, good morning. It's Spencer.
Spencer, when's the last time you meant to say something and it just wasn't conveyed correctly or wasn't taken the right way?
Well, when me and my wife first got together, I was talking to another girl. I had to pick which one I wanted. A couple years down the road, my wife asked honestly, why did I pick her? And, I meant it as a compliment, but, it didn't really come off that way. But I told her she gave better head.
Okay, wait.
Oh, yeah. That's sort of the same thing. If you're ever telling your girl something that makes her think of one of your other girlfriends, that's never good. Never good.
Well,
I mean, you know, when
if all things being equal,
when you get out the pen and paper and you're like, let me pros and cons.
They're both perfect here. They're both perfect here. They're both perfect here. But here,
less teeth. 99.7 The Blitz.
And now, all right, I'm listening. The 3 things you need to know before you go.
Okay, an American student linked to the disappearance of a University of Pittsburgh student is being questioned by Dominican Republic police. We've talked about Sudiksha Konanki, who went on vacation to Punta Cana with her friends and has now been missing for nearly 2 weeks. She was last seen near her hotel walking with Joshua Ribe. He is also a University of Pittsburgh student from Iowa. So basically what he said is they ended up going swimming. They got caught by a big wave. He thought he pulled her to safety. They were both drunk. He left, went back to his hotel, and I guess she was there on the beach or whatever. And when he came back, she was gone.
How do you think you pulled someone to safety?
It is,
and then get up and leave them.
Yeah, it's a strange story. I think that maybe he passed out on the beach and woke up and she wasn't there, so he went home. I think that was the order of events.
That sounds.
So he passes out on the beach. He thinks they're both safe. They're both drunk. He wakes up. She's gone. And he's like, oh, okay, well, I guess I'll go back to my hotel room and sleep it off. And then, of course, she's been missing ever since. So police there in Punta Cana confiscated this guy's passport. And he is not free to leave his hotel. Now, he's not in jail, but he can't leave his hotel. He says basically he's been fully cooperative and they're detaining him illegally, that he has nothing to hide. He's been, like I said, he's been cooperating with the police. Even her parents are asking police in Punta Cana to declare her dead. They say, this kid's not guilty. We believe him. He's been fully cooperative. We believe she drowned and please declare her dead.
Really?
Yeah. But the police there are like, nah, I don't think so. I don't think so. Get some more questions. So, I don't know. It's interesting. You wonder what they know that maybe the parents don't know. Who knows? But I sure would hate to be that kid right now, especially if he's innocent.
Who's the girl in Aruba? No, we never really
Natalie Holloway.
Yeah, I wonder if this will end up the same way. Like, we'll never get answers.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Remember a couple of weeks ago, we talked about those 3 kids in Detroit who had been abandoned by their mom in like 2020, and they've been living on their own since the oldest was like 10 and had 2 younger siblings.
Absolutely crazy.
Yeah, they finally found them just recently. The oldest is 15 at this point. The younger ones, and they're, younger. All the kids in rough shape. They said their toenails were so long that it was difficult for them to walk around. Anyway, they quickly arrested the mom. Her name's Kelly Bryant. She is in jail right now. The kids were placed with a caregiver, and the court said, listen, Kelly, you cannot have any contact with this caregiver. You have abused these children, allegedly, and we don't want you contacting the caregiver. Stay out of it. We're going to figure out what's going on here. But apparently she managed to place 10 calls to this caregiver from behind bars and then had some other inmates call on her behalf. So she's harassing the person who's caring for the kids she should have been caring for. Something's wrong with this person.
Yeah,
anyway.
is she calling to talk to her kids and hopefully apologize?
I don't
or
know.
Is she calling saying, those are my kids, you can't have them, I'm coming to get them, or
where was
threats?
this energy 5 years ago?
Right.
When you abandon your kids. So anyway, Kelly Bryant is currently getting ready to have all communication privileges revoked. So enjoy that. Last night, Knicks Heat game at Madison Square Garden was delayed for about 10 minutes after Tracy Morgan, the comedian, had a medical incident courtside. He's sitting there. He has season tickets. He's a huge Knicks fan. He vomited courtside, went onto the court, I guess.
Oh.
Yikes. And then they ended up, he was not feeling well and then started having a nosebleed. So something's going on with this guy. He ends up putting a towel over his face. They wheeled him out in a wheelchair. No word what happened, but we do know he has a pretty complicated medical history. He has diabetes. He had a kidney transplant in 2010. We remember the horrifying accident he was in 2014. He was in a coma for 2 weeks. He had to relearn how to walk. So this guy's been through it. So don't know what happened there, but yeah, yikes. You know how embarrassing it was when you vomited as a kid in your classroom? I never did, but for any kid who did, and they had to throw that sawdust over it.
Pink sawdust.
And you just smelled it. Every time you smelled the sawdust, it made you want to retch.
It did.
You knew there was puke.
And I was such a sympathy chucker.
Oh, gosh. I wonder what happened courtside there at the Knicks.
And then...
Would you have
and then you know it, and you just for some reason the saliva glands go into overdrive. And you're like, oh, it's coming. No, I don't. No, it's okay.
So you couldn't be an emergency medical person. You're not being a paramedic here, especially when there's vomit courtside.
I would love to, but vomit courtside.
Yeah.
Because I would be, I'd be the guy trying to sweep, and then just, I gotta get, no, I know the game's gotta go on, I know. Just let me take it real quick. And then you, stretch your face out.
That's, the stretching the face.
And then you just get that. That one.
The shiver afterwards.
It's like that. It's like a throat burp.
Yeah.
Right. It's like a hot.
Okay. Well, fortunately, the guy who was tasked with cleaning up the vomit
didn't have what
and the
I have.
Knicks courtside did not have what you had, as far as we know. And those are your three things.
Could you imagine, the whole front row just goes stand by me, just blah, blah,
You
blah.
left and right.
Oh. Or they don't get it all, and LeBron comes around the corner. All right, time for Don't Blow Up for everyone. Tickets for The Offspring up for grabs as they are going to be performing July 25th in Cincinnati at the Riverbend Music Center with Jimmy Eat World and Newfound Glory. We've got our first three contestants on the phone. Jay, good morning.
Morning.
Chris, good morning.
Good morning.
Amanda, hello.
Hello, good morning.
All right, you are all trying to win tickets. This is how the game works. It's very simple. It is called Don't Blow It for everyone. You are each going to get your own question. You cannot help each other out. If each of you gets your question correct, you all win tickets. But if one of you gets your question wrong, you have blown it for everyone. We do not say goodbye. We do not say thank you for playing. You just get a big fat dial tone, and that's it.
It's brutal and it's cutthroat.
That's right. So, Jay, you called in first. We are going to start with you. Jay, here is your question for Jay and only Jay. The two astronauts that have been stuck in space for 9 months have been picked up and are coming home today from the ISS. What does ISS stand for?
International Space Station.
That's the correct answer. Jay, you are off the hook. Good job. Good job. Amanda, you called in next, so you get the second question. Amanda, here we go. Kelly just shared a story about Tracy Morgan getting sick at a Knicks game. What is Knicks short for? I need an answer. Nope, sorry.
Yeah, that's
you don't get time to Google around here.
Google.
You don't get time to Google.
Oh, that hurts.
So wait, Steph jumped. Do we have one more in there?
Yeah, we got one.
Okay.
Hi, the Blitz. Who's this? What's your name?
Are you there?
Hello.
Speakerphone doesn't work. There you go. Who's this?
D.
D. All right, D. Very good. You're going to be one of our contestants. D. We've also got David on the phone. David, hello.
Hello.
And Robert, hello.
Hello.
All right, team number 2. Here we go. 3 questions. The game works the same. You each get your own question. You cannot help each other out. Hopefully, you will all win. So, let's see. David, you called in first. We are starting with you. Here we go. David and only David. What drug does Walter White deal in the show Breaking Bad?
Meth.
He's a meth
Knew
man.
that
That is right. He is a meth man. Good job. All right, David, you're off the hook. Robert, you get the second question. Here we go. We'll bite on for you is a slogan from which chain?
Motel 6.
That is a correct answer. Motel 6.
Oh, the pressure's on.
Now, D, we lost Stephanie. You were the person who called in and took over, and now all the pressure falls on you, D.
Okay.
Either all of you are winning tickets or none of you are winning tickets. Here we go. Adam Levine from Maroon 5 is 46 today. He's a coach on which reality competition show?
The Voice.
That is a correct answer! Wow! D, picking up the slack. What's it called? Hitting cleanup. D, David, Robert, congratulations. You have won. Don't blow it for everyone. You are all getting tickets for Offspring in Cincinnati, July 25th at the Riverbend Music Center. Congratulations. Hang on 1 second so we can get some information from you and enjoy the show.
Not so breaking news. The news already broke. We're trying to put it back together.
All right, let's see here. I don't even know how this became a news story because this is a giant nope, never, not gonna happen. First story coming from South Windsor, Connecticut. A West Hartford man is under arrest after an incident at a home on March 14th. Police say they received a report of an Uber driver who had asked a customer if he could use their bathroom. And after a few minutes, the driver opened the door and he was seen taking care of business in the person's bathroom. And by taking care of business, I mean not using the bathroom.
Self-love.
Yeah.
Ew.
Little break from work, if you will. Don't get me wrong, who hasn't taken a break at work before? But I mean...
Ellie, who are we working with over here?
Literally, if you can't go a work day without doing that, you need some medical intervention.
You have a problem.
Don't you think?
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a lot. For sure. Now, every so often when the moment hits, just say, no. But here's the first thing. I'm not saying, yes, you can use my bathroom.
Yeah.
You're an Uber driver. There is a 99.9% chance you live within a gas station, a Walmart, a 7-Eleven, a Chipotle. I don't give a rat's ass where you go. You're not coming in my house to use my bathroom.
I'm not letting I hate to say that, but I would not let a stranger into my house to use my bathroom. And I'm really sorry. You can go in the front yard.
Not
honestly.
today's time. Yeah, is it number one?
Is it number one? Whip
There's
it
a
out,
bush.
dude.
There's a bush right
Right.
there. Go ahead. I don't care. Step in my backyard, use the bush. Not coming inside.
Right.
Officials have identified the Uber driver as 33-year-old Ramesh Chand of West Hartford, and he has been out on bond for the past few days, but he is due to appear in court coming up on April 2nd.
You have to pay the hazmat costs that's needed to get that bathroom cleaned up from whatever you've done in there. Gross.
God, now everybody knows.
Now his DNA is probably somewhere in that bathroom. You didn't know, and now it's
okay. No. Valid question. Let's say that happened, right?
Yeah.
And he comes out of the bathroom, and let's say for some reason he's a sick old man or whatever, and he admits to what he did.
Yeah.
Are you going in and cleaning up? Are you hiring a service to come in? Are you just grabbing like a spray bottle of bleach and just like reaching around the door and just spraying the entire thing? Are you burning your house down? Like to what level?
I mean, I feel like I'm not paying to get it cleaned up, but also I'm thinking, like, am I have to clean the ceilings? Like, what happened in here? You know? What happened in here? I'm always wondering that from here on out.
If I walk in and see what happened and I look up at the ceiling and see it, I'm going back to the front door and be like, hey, man.
Yeah, I'm impressed, right?
Job.
Yes.
Good job.
So
In fact, if that's the case, I am then going to invite him back for the 4th of July party to watch him shoot cans off the balcony. Pow! 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 He's got his own little pellet gun. Bam! And we're going to take bets as to how far he can step back and still just pow.
He's like the Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, just ting, ting, ting.
You're setting up the cornhole board for him.
Absolutely.
At the target.
Hey, man, the net on my basketball rim broke, and he's just like, pow, and you have a whole new net just hanging there. Can we... Oh, your next story is a WTF. What the Florida? Cops in Florida say a man stole an ambulance and led law enforcement on a wild car chase through the streets of Tampa. Now, here's the deal. This high-speed, well, not high-speed chase, but this chase went on for about 30 minutes. There's a video of this. And first things first, he stole an ambulance, and he's driving recklessly through traffic, eluding the cops. Why didn't he turn the sirens on? You could have had free reign of the roads. All you had to do was turn the sirens on.
Isn't that what we all want out of a stolen, like, cruiser or ambulance? We want to use the sirens. That's the beauty of an emergency vehicle.
Yes.
You would think.
It's probably not going any faster than we can go in our own cars, but they have a siren. Let's use it, people.
Yep. Now, here's the deal. They do have dash cam footage of them finally getting him to pull over. But here's the best part. As they pull the man over, they're yelling at him to stick his arms out the window and, don't move, show me your hands. And he does stick one arm out the window. But the way the police cruiser is set up, it is a perfect angle into the side view mirror of the ambulance, and it's reflecting right back on him. So in the dash cam video, you can see him in the side view. He's got one hand out, and all you see is a number. He gives the number 1 sign. He gives the hold a second sign, and in the rearview mirror, you see him just finishing his beer. He's just chugging away at his beer, and then he throws the can.
Professional courtesy. Let me finish this beer
let me
first.
finish the beer. And they finally got him out. They drag him to the ground, and he is now under arrest. And of course, he's got a slew of charges, including avoiding police and drinking and driving and fleeing and driving on a suspended license, resisting arrest, and DUIs. So he will be spending a little time behind bars. That is your not so breaking news. I can't remember exactly where I saw this question posted. I don't know if it was on social media or maybe I saw a TikTok about it, but it's a very funny question. Would you take $1 million to sit down and watch a movie of your life with your family? And I mean, basically everything. Now, of course, to watch the movie of your life would take another lifetime, but you get the gist of it.
Right.
All the good and bad.
Yeah, matter of fact, just take out the good, because the only thing we'll be focused on is the bad, right?
Basically, yes. Your family sees everything.
Yeah, they don't care.
Oh, hell no.
They don't care that you've given money to charity or you helped an old woman cross the street. They want to see what you're doing in this.
What did you do on that boys' night out that one time?
Yet I wouldn't take any amount of money. I don't want anybody to see my life.
No amount of money.
No amount of money.
You can give me $100 million.
$1 billion.
No,
I wouldn't.
No,
really?
No way.
Well, would you? You do it for $1 million?
I don't know about $1 million.
Okay, what would you do it for? What are you thinking? Bottom line me here. Your entire family seeing everything. Everything.
I would do it for
everything.
50
million?
Yeah.
Okay. You would.
Yeah. Maybe $10 million sitting right in front of me. Here's the deal. $10 million, I know it sounds ridiculous, but isn't like, I mean, you're upper echelon, but you're not.
You're set for life.
You're set for life.
Yeah.
You can put it aside and live off the interest and buy a couple toys, but you can also blow through $10 million really quickly.
You're doing it on your own because everyone who just saw your life is not going to want to have anything to do with you.
That's the thing. Are you going to give up your family? I guess I should say.
You'll just be embarrassed around them all the time.
Is there anything they're going to see that might cost you family members?
I don't think cost me family members. There's obviously stuff. We all have stuff we've done for sure.
Yeah, I don't think anything I've done would cost me a family member, but I would be perpetually embarrassed for the rest of my life. I cannot live with that in my chest.
Which things would embarrass you the most?
For free, tell us now.
Yeah.
I think after learning about my father's proclivities, which I learned about later in life, I think he would see a few things and high-five me.
Well, sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that, sure, it would be embarrassing, but I think I would do it. Because I'm really racking my brain at anything.
I mean, dude, you got to go back to even when you were a kid.
Yeah. 800-821-9970. I'm very curious. What amount of money? Would you do it for a meal? A meal is good? 5, 10?
I've already admitted that when I get to a point of like anxiety and anger at myself, that I will scream to the top of my lungs, but I have to be by myself in a confined space with no witnesses because it's so embarrassing that I don't have control of myself.
That's your outlet?
Well, yeah.
Really?
It's screaming.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
But I would say, the thing is then comes the language and the the absolute most extreme comments that you can make about life and.
You know what, Kelly? You're normal. You're normal.
I don't think so, man.
Yeah, that is. I'm telling you, that is
so,
normal.
Man.
In fact,
that embarrasses me.
I had that. Oh man, what was it? My drive home. I had that happen recently in my car.
Yeah, I do it in my car,
and I let out a scratch. God, what was I screaming about? I let out just a guttural, frustrated scream, but I did it too loud, and I swore to God I scratched like my vocal. And I was like, oh, that was a terrible idea. I should not scream that loud.
I feel it the rest of the day in my throat. That is how much, and it embarrasses me, and I would not want to see it back. As if I was sitting by myself, I don't want to see my life played back for me.
I bet if you at one time, if you get the cojones, set up a video camera and do your angry guttural scream into the video camera, into your phone, post it on TikTok,
okay,
and I guarantee you will not only have 1 million views, but you will have a ton of support as well.
All right.
I would bet my right testicle on that you would just get so much support in that.
Wait till I get in the creator fund so I can make money off my embarrassment.
Yes. Luke says, is this the edited for TV version or the director's cut? Oh, no, the director's cut.
Director's
cut,
that's
the whole point.
That's right.
The director's cut, for sure.
Footage.
The good, the bad, and the ugly, baby.
Lori says, $100 billion and my mother would have to be on her deathbed.
Okay. Oh, no, you're sending your mom into the afterlife with that?
See, mine's going to put my mom on the deathbed.
Yeah.
What if you were on your deathbed and you're like,
well, what good's the money going to do me?
I guess your kids would be set, your family would be set.
I'm glad I'm gone.
He's like, I have kids.
Virginia says, if they're skipping the sex scenes, I'm all for it. No, that's part of the point.
Right.
They don't skip anything,
baby. They don't skip anything. 800-821-9970 or 99-700. What amount of money would it take for you to sit down and watch the movie of your life with your entire family? 99.7 The Blitz. Mixed reviews. Would you sit down, take $1 million to sit down with your family and watch a movie of your life? All the good and bad, but of course, we came to the conclusion it's really just about the bad stuff you've done. Are you okay with your family seeing all the things you've done? Would you be okay with it? Let's see here.
Rob says, absolutely, he would do it as a recovering high-functioning alcoholic. My 20s were sex and drugs and a crap job at Sam's Club and college. My family would be mortified, and I'd love every second.
Oh!
Okay.
Brandon says, $5. We're aware of our demons. Why not watch you repeat all the mistakes all over again?
Tim's is interesting. Tim says, with my life story is such a mess, I'd have to pay my family to watch it, but it'd be worth it. Them all seeing what the last 2 years of my life have really been like all of it. However, I couldn't watch that part. I'd have to leave the room. No way I could sit through it again.
Oh, wow. Tim, what have you been through?
Gerald says, none. No money. I wouldn't make it through the whole movie before they killed me.
Right.
Makes sense. Okay, wait. Let's flip this on its head real quick. Would you take $10,000 to watch your mother's entire life?
No. No.
I just don't think I'd want to see it.
Well, no, you can't do that.
You can't?
No.
Why not?
I don't.
What do you mean? Why? You know why not?
I don't think we're meant to know any of that stuff.
You cannot watch your mother having sex.
I got it.
Now, if you take...
Oh, every time. Over and over.
If you take the adolescent head game out of it, like as an adult, we all know what goes down. We all know what we've been through. I'm not saying I want to at all, but if you're going to give me $1 million, no, you couldn't do it for $1 million.
You can't get that out of your head. You can't erase that. No money can erase that from you. You're going to see that in your head for the rest of your life.
True.
Forever.
I'm not saying anybody wants to see it.
Hey, Nick has a good point. He says, will it narrate my inner thoughts? Does my life story include a narration of inner thoughts? Yeah, that's bad.
The inner dialogue.
Most of my inner thoughts come out of my mouth.
Ryan says I do it for free, then people would understand me.
Okay.
I can kind of see that angle.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because there have absolutely been choices that I've made that have been based on previous life experience and previous life trauma.
Yeah.
That
you
have
could be
led
like,
to
see what you made me do, Dad?
Right. This is your fault.
Now you have me rethinking this. Because I could show the movie and say, and they're going to see what led up to certain things. And they're going to go, well, you got to give him a pass because look what happened leading up to that.
Oh, that's why he's so messed up.
Yes,
Got it.
Exactly.
I still couldn't do it. Even if I had every excuse in the world.
I know, it's just, man.
Melissa said, I love a good rerun. Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay. Yeah. I'm really trying to rack my brain on, sure, there are a small handful of things that my parents don't know about or my siblings don't know about that I don't necessarily want them to know about.
Yeah.
But if they did know, okay, look. Well, first of all, the other thing is, look, this happened 25 years ago. I was a different person back then.
Right.
It does happen. Growing up, my sister's 16 years older than I am. I was 100% an oops baby. And most of my life, my sister spent in jail. Unfortunately, she had a drug addiction problem. But she's been clean for 12, 15 years now, something like that.
Yeah.
So people can change. If I went back and saw some of the things she did during that time, I'd be like, I'd be understanding.
Yeah.
Look at where you are now. Look at what you've been through. So.
All right. No.
You're still a no.
I'm still a no. I'm still a no. My private life is my private life. Nobody gets to see it.
And nobody gets to see it.
No.
You don't think there's any therapeutic value to
No therapeutic value. Unless a lifetime of embarrassment is therapeutic. No.
Okay.
No, thank you.
I guess that's what therapy is for. If,
Yes.
that's where you get everything out. I don't need anyone else to see it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So you got something over there?
Melissa says, I love a good rerun, so yeah, I'd do it. Doug says, my mommy's a saint, and she only had sex 3 times.
Uh-huh. You stick to that story.
Would it embarrass you if you read a text I already read, Thick? Would that be embarrassing? Would you want to relive that moment?
No, what's even better?
What?
Is when Thick rereads his own text that he already read.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever done that.
You just did it just now.
I did not.
You did too. Or did you recount? Or was that the one you read?
That's the one I read.
Oh, I thought he read it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
997 The Blitz.
And now, the 3 things you need to know before you go.
Forever 21 is going bankrupt for the second time. Company officials say all of its U.S. stores will close. There are 9 stores in Ohio still, including the one at the mall at Tuttle Crossing. The Easton location closed in 2019. The Polaris location closed a year ago. So it's really weird that these big companies getting acquired, like Joanne, and Forever 21, all these, and they're all going, they can't make it. They're done. Dunzo. Gigantic operations that have been successful for years. All of a sudden.
Well, I think, obviously, big box in general is seeing, brick and mortar is seeing a huge downturn.
Yeah.
I'm very curious to see, if you were to lay a bet down, how many more years do we have of malls?
Right.
I don't know. I think some of the higher end ones will be okay. but the general 80s and 90s mall that we all loved, I don't know if those are, I don't think they're going to build any new ones. And I think they are slowly going to be.
It's interesting because, like at Polaris, which is, I guess, I don't want to say it's a newer mall. It's been around forever, but it's not like your Northland, Eastland, Westland malls that closed down a long time ago. But Polaris, now when the big stores go out, like Sears, now they're putting in experiences.
Yes.
They're not putting in and you can't buy anything. You have an experience. You do sports. You do an escape room. You do axe throwing, whatever.
Which, I think the first weekend Nora came, we were out and about, and we went to a mall, and it was like they took the food court and turned it into an arcade. And they've got like a 2-story, one of those like drop rides. It comes from the second story and falls to the first story.
Is that at Tuttle? That Tuttle? Were you here?
Yes.
Okay.
We were here.
Close.
I think so.
Yeah, that's Tuttle. It's right up here.
Okay. And it was a 2-story arcade, but it was very spread out.
Yeah, that's
Scene 75
Scene
or whatever.
Yes, that was it. Yeah.
You were at Tuttle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that used to be a Macy's.
Right.
Yeah.
That's exactly, because it still has the tile floor and everything.
Yeah. That they did that because there were 2 Macy's in there.
That's
There's one
crazy.
at each end. The one is still there, and the other one got turned into
the big arcade.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah.
We're definitely going to take the boys. They have an indoor roller coaster. Like,
I know.
We're definitely going to take the boys.
But really, nobody is shopping in there anymore. I mean,
Right.
no, I don't want to say nobody. It does get business, but it's struggled.
I still like it because I don't like buying clothes I can't try on. You know? I don't know how people would.
I don't order a lot of clothes. Yeah, I'd rather
yeah.
go shopping
You
for
know.
clothes for sure.
So,
But
and I think-
these stores just can't handle the online business. Because I think in the article it mentions Temu and Shishu or whatever.
Shein.
Shein.
Yeah.
Shishu.
Shishu.
Whatever they are.
But I think the outlet malls will stick around.
Outlet malls will stick around, I
Yeah.
believe. Yes. Yep.
Harvard University used to be you could get just some help with money, financial aid for college if you were in a lower income bracket. Now you can get full financial aid if you can get into Harvard if your family makes $200,000 a year or less. $200,000. You can get full free tuition at Harvard.
But hold on. That goes back to a story we had in Not So Breaking News yesterday where there was a lawyer in Spain or something who got a speeding ticket, and his fine was $110,000 because over there they do it based off of your income. So if you get financial aid to go to a community college or, I don't know, Lewiston State, I made that up, that is equivalent to getting help at Harvard if you make $200,000 a year.
Yeah. If you make the $200,000, if your family does, and you get free tuition, you will still spend almost $30,000 a year in food, housing, health services, and student services. So it's still unaffordable with free tuition
For a lot of people.
For a lot of people.
For sure.
It's wild. Universal Music Group is really coming in hot, filing a very snarky motion to dismiss Drake's lawsuit against them for promoting Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us. The motion states that Drake lost a rap battle that he provoked and in which he willingly participated. And instead of accepting his loss like the unbothered rap artist he often claims to be, he has sued his own record label in a misguided attempt to soothe his wounds. And the label is asking that the suit be dismissed.
Is that not the dumbest move ever? One, if you're in an old school hip hop battle, if you will, you fight it out on the music.
Yeah.
Second of all, why would you sue your music? They're going to drop you. Why would you sue your boss or, the people providing you with the finances?
So I guess UMG has both Drake and Kendrick Lamar. And they're like, okay, Drake, so you wanted us to promote your tracks, but not Kendrick Lamar's. It just so happened that Kendrick Lamar's went viral thanks to the Super Bowl.
Because Kendrick Lamar is way better. But
Drake's perspective and what he claims is that UMG launched this campaign to create a viral hit out of a rap track that portrays him as a pedophile, which it does. So It's just interesting. Like, you can't be a baby about this now, Drake. You were involved in all of it up till this point.
Drake's vagine is so sore right now. Like, come on, Drake.
I don't know a ton about them, but it just seems to be sort of like an infant thing to do.
Oh, 100%.
Like, take your loss here. You lost the rap battle. Big time. Now go lick your wounds.
That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
You lost.
You lost.
Tuck your tail between your legs. Yeah. Go work on your new album or whatever.
That's right.
Like, there's nothing wrong with it. Wait, what? You know this song?
Oh, just the beginning. Oh, mustard on the beat, ho. Call an ambulance, tell him breathe, bro. You can't really sing it. There's too many N-words in it.
I'm impressed. That's true. Yeah, you had a radio in it. Yeah.
It's a clean version.
Yeah, trying to sing these songs on the radio,
right.
trying to talk, is like trying to talk to someone without a cell phone signal. That's all you got.
Right.
All right.
Those are your three things.
All right, hold on. We got to hit the rewind button real quick because I was just thinking about this. About 15 minutes ago or so, 20 minutes ago, we were talking about this question I saw. For $1 million, would you sit down and watch a movie of your life with your entire family? And of course, it came down to all the good stuff, fine, but the bad stuff you've done. Would you be okay watching a movie with your family watching? And a lot of us went to some of the bad stuff we did. And, of course, we talked about, obviously, time with your significant other. I don't know if you want to sit there and watch your sex life on VHS with your family.
Your grandma.
Yeah. But even worse than that. What about your alone time?
Your self-love? Yeah, no. It's like, oh, he's doing it again. Just look away.
Again.
Oh, no, next day. Oh, good. We're done with that day. Oh, he's doing it again. Look away.
Even those rounds that hit you really special where the toes like expand, you're like, and your outstretched toe, they curl up. You're like, or the ones that the good ones, the good ones where you like stop yourself and you're like, no, we're gonna make this last a little bit longer. Hold on, we're gonna wait. Or the embarrassing moments where you're like, wait a minute. This scene isn't doing it for me, so you got to stop and fast forward just to find the right scene. And you're like, okay, there's the one.
What were you doing before the internet? But before the internet.
Oh, man.
Think about that.
Yeah.
The weird stuff you were looking at.
Oh, Mom's Poor Sears catalog.
Yeah, the lingerie section.
Yep. Oh, man. Okay, anyways, we've just all admitted that we probably don't want to sit down and watch that movie. That's all I'm saying.
I just don't think so.
No, 997 The Blitz.
Now, let's see if we can learn you something. Sit up and pay attention.
All right, let's make you a little bit smarter than you were when you woke up this morning. If you're from Detroit like I am, then you've just got a few things kind of ingrained in you. Motor City, Coney Dogs, Kid Rock.
Lions lose.
That was the old way.
Yeah, I know.
Yep. And Eminem.
Eminem.
Yep. Well, here's the thing. Dr. Dre didn't even know Eminem was white until they met in person. He got a tape.
I knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that.
He got a tape and just said, oh, this is new and interesting. And it's even better that you're white. Something new on the scene. There you go.
That's hilarious.
Carrots are actually bad for rabbits and can cause health problems.
For real?
Yeah.
Why? What the heck?
It's basically like candy for us. It's great for a treat or a snack, but not good in their regular diet. Do you know, you were so shocked that this is a fact. Do you know why you believe that?
Well, because of this guy.
What's up, Doc?
Well, I mean, that's where I thought that whole thing.
That is exactly correct. Yes. Bugs Bunny pretty much taught everyone, rabbits love carrots. Nope. It's actually not good for them.
Okay, but does that mean they don't love them?
I'm sure they do, but they're vegetarian. Like,
so. But I guess it's kind of almost like chocolate for a dog. You just don't
Yeah, it's just, well, no, chocolate for a dog can be lethal.
Right.
Rabbits can eat carrots.
Just not much.
But just not much. Yeah, it's not good for their regular diet. Yeah. When it comes to sleeping in the animal kingdom, on average, giraffes sleep about the least.
Really?
About 2 hours a day.
Damn.
22 hours of just roaming around.
Well, that's a long way to lay down and then stand back up.
That's true.
So,
it is.
they probably don't want to do that anymore.
On the flip side, and I'm sure you've seen this happen, or maybe you were like, dude, is he dead? Pythons sleep for about 18 hours a day.
Dude, my snake slept all the friggin' time.
Yep.
All the time that snake slept.
On average, about 18 hours a day. So it can even go longer than that.
I used to look at it and go, must be nice.
Right. Right. The designer who created the NBA logo also made the 1040 Easy tax form.
What? Just the logo or the form?
The form.
They created the whole form.
Yeah. That is such a unique, weird combination of things you've created. The NBA logo and the 1040 Easy tax form.
1040 Easy.
And finally, I was really shocked to learn this. There is a current band who has more monthly listeners on Spotify than Led Zeppelin, the Eagles, Van Halen, Tom Petty, U2, REM, Pearl Jam, or even Elvis.
Can I guess?
Absolutely you can.
Fleetwood Mac.
No.
Oh, wow. Because they had the #1 selling vinyl album last year. Fleetwood Mac did. That's why I thought it might be them.
And I understand they're still putting out music, but this is a current band.
Oh, man,
A current band you would hear on what we would consider a hot AC station, a hot adult contemporary. You might hear them on a top 40, but not really.
Coldplay?
Close, but not Coldplay.
Okay.
In fact, I would probably take Coldplay over this band.
Oh, really? Okay.
One more guess?
I can't even. I don't.
Train.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What the? I would have
Train.
never guessed that in a million years.
Train has more monthly listeners on Spotify than Led Zeppelin, more than the Eagles, more than Van Halen, more than U2, more than Tom Petty, more than Elvis.
Why?
I have to assume because it's just such easy background music. Like, it's just maybe put on.
He's only got 2 songs.
Really?
I mean, that... doesn't he do...
what was that? Drops to Jupiter?
Drops to Jupiter and Soul Sister? Sweet Soul Sister.
Oh, right.
In that Train? Those are the only 2 songs I can pick up by Train.
It could be. No idea.
And Drops to Jupiter, timeless, great song. I get it, but really, more than all these other bands.
I'm sure the fans know there are more songs.
I'm
than
sure
that.
they do.
Yeah. So there you go, learning some stuff on a Tuesday morning. 99.7 The Blitz.